Alright, so you're going to need a lot of upper body strength. So you should at least be able to do 20 push-ups in a row. And pike push-ups, do these. These are great for developing shoulder strength. Decline push-ups as well. Work on getting your feet higher and higher. Another really good exercise are wall walks. Add these into your routine as well. They're going to really get you used to holding that pressure on your shoulders, and you'll feel the burn just after a few of them. Give it a try. Do these up and down, and just build that strength. And the final strength building exercise are shoulder shrugs. So just get yourself against the wall and do these shoulder shrugs. Also, that's the ideal position when you're actually holding the handstand. You're going to be completely shrugged out, just like that when you're holding the handstand. Alright, hand placement is really important. Don't have your hands facing outwards or inwards. Just face them straight ahead, shoulder width apart. And then you're going to grip the ground really hard. How you're going to do this is you're going to squeeze the ground while keeping the tips of your fingers flat. Because you're going to need to use these fingertips to squeeze and push against the ground if you're falling forward. And if you're falling backwards, you're going to push inward with your palms really hard. See, this is me balancing a handstand. As you can see, I'm squeezing really hard with my fingers, or I'm either pressing down really hard with my palms. It's like a back and forth motion. Practice this against a wall. Get really close to a wall and kick off and catch it with one foot and keep the other foot straight in the air. And then practice slowly taking your foot off of the wall and holding it balanced there, while also focusing on your hand positioning that we just talked about. And if you're going to fall backwards like that, push hard with your palms. So, what's really important to keep in mind is your hip placement. You don't want your hip to arch out like this at all. You want it tucked inward like this. You're going to have to physically pull your hip forward and inward like this. And this will help keep your body in alignment. It'll make it much easier to balance when you're in the handstand. Practice this day after day after day as much as you can. And once you feel like you're ready to move away from the wall, then what I recommend is, instead of kicking off into a straight handstand at first, kick off into a tucked handstand. Imagine that wall's there. Kick off with either one or both feet tucked. It'll make it easier to balance at first. And once you get into a tucked position, fix your hip placement, pull it forward, and then extend your legs straight in the air. If you're gonna fall, just kind of fall off into the side like that, kind of like you're doing a sketchy cartwheel. So practice that kick. Imagine that wall is there, hitting that imaginary wall. We're fixing our hips, and we're falling off to the side. This is pretty much what your practice routine should look like, more or less. Kicking off, hitting that imaginary wall, falling over to the side, no big deal. Pay attention to your hand placement. Remember, straight ahead, gripping the ground with our fingertips still flat, and our palms are very firm to the ground. And see, I'm kind of arched there like a banana handstand, and that's fine at first, but practice getting it straighter and straighter. This is where you're going to really have to pay attention to your hips and pull it forward. By the way, your wrists are going to get really sore during training, so make sure that you stretch them out really well before, during, and afterwards. And don't overtrain. You don't want to train to the point of exhaustion, because you want to be able to practice as frequently as possible.
Alright guys, so put those tips to use and practice doing handstands as often as you can whenever you get the opportunity, and you'll be doing them in no time, I promise. It's just like learning how to walk. You just got to keep trying and trying and trying, and eventually you'll figure it out. But apply those tips because they will help you a lot.
And so once you feel comfortable with the handstand, you can move on to some more advanced moves, like a handstand push-up, maybe like a handstand inverted leg raise. You can practice doing handstands on parallettes. This is a completely different feeling in the wrists, or you can just kind of have fun and get weird with it, practice different motions.